How's it going, everyone? And welcome to our second episode of the cast, where we talk about all things machinima. In today's episode, titled From Dream to Screen, we're going to be talking about how we get from point A to point B when it comes to filmmaking in the virtual world of Second Life. And what does that mean exactly? That's getting a project from pre to post to moving images on the screen, and we're going to get right to it. As some of you might already know, I'm Laz, your host, and you guys are all in for 60 minutes and one hell of an episode. And like before, we have some amazingly talented directors today. So let me introduce you to them now. First off, we have Barbie, influencer and director of Be Amazing Studios.
Hey, Laws. Thanks for inviting me. I'm really excited to be
Hey,
here.
we're happy to have you, definitely for sure. Next, we have Anaya Hayes Eros, director of Dream Engine Productions. Did I get that last name right?
You did. Thank you, Lars, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Well, we love having you. Next, we have LP, video director and producer of LP Films.
Hello, hello. How you doing, Loz?
Doing good, doing good. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm great. Happy to be here.
Good, good. We're happy to have you. And last but certainly not least, we have Mahogany, CEO of Moonlight Studios.
Hello, everybody. How's it going out there?
Hey,
Hi.
welcome to the show.
I'm excited to be
We're
here.
very excited to have you. This is going to be one awesome show, guys, and we're very excited to get this started and get things moving. Are you guys ready for some very interesting questions here?
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we're just going to dive right into it because this is what everybody's here for, right?
Right.
So, how someone approaches a project does vary from creator to creator, as most of you guys know. So, some dive into the hunt for the perfect soundtrack, while others prefer to craft a script or storyboard right away. Maybe they're even envisioning a scene as they go. And there's never a correct way, but merely what works best for you. So, what do you guys do as an SL director that you feel is the most important first step when starting a project? Anybody can start, really.
um, so personally for me, um, it's music, emotion, and life events that really inspire me. So I don't do storyboards or anything like that. I kind of basically go off a whim. So, for example, listening to songs over and over and over again allows me to
Hmm.
be able to get deeply immersed in them, where it inspires the portrayal of the lyrics that come from a particular song or the emotion that I'm feeling at the time. But as I said before, sometimes I'm also inspired by Second Life and real life events. And that too is also a combination of emotion and how a song can make me feel. So that's how I always start my projects.
So a little bit about the soundtrack and then finding the motivation and the influence from that. I like that. I like that. I think
Yeah,
a lot of people would actually agree with you on that.
yeah.
Anybody else?
Um, for me, as you guys stated, there is no correct, right or wrong way. Each director is different, and we have our own perspective of how we start a project. I like Anaya. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm nervous.
Oh,
No, you're fine. You're
yeah, you're
fine.
doing
You're
fine.
okay.
um,
That's
Yeah.
I
so
like
cute.
to I like to focus on the concept that I have in mind. I'm very visual when it comes to creating. I create from emotion. A lot of my work is based on emotion. So once I get the concept, I listen to the music, and I too listen to the music over and over and over. I have to actually feel the song, and it has to correspond with the concept that I have in mind. And I also build my own sets. So it's like everything has to go within the flow of the concept when I first get started. Um, but to actually put a reference on whether there's a right or wrong way, there is none, because creativity comes from passion. Creativity comes from your heart, it comes from your soul. So if you're comfortable with your creativity, then that's the right way. So that's my
I
take on it.
agree.
Yes.
That's a really good take on it. Anybody else have
Yeah,
anything
I
else?
also agree with that. That's one of the things that I my main motto is passion. Because with I believe you need to have that in order to produce things because it shows in the work and it makes well, I would say makes, but it causes other people to feel something by what you produced. I think the first step for me is getting the proper visual aesthetics to convey what my project is about. Um,
Mhm.
when I hear music and I want to do a dance video, I'm immediately thinking, what do I want to visually express that as? When I do a story, I'm thinking, how do I want to visually express that as? So that comes into models, the scene, the backdrop, the clothing, and then once you get that done, you try to make it more um, visually dynamic with your lighting or your editing and your effects and stuff like that. But the first step, I'm gonna just go ahead and stick with the visual aesthetics. That's what I deal with.
Mhm. Nice, nice. Barbie, what about you?
I think for me it's like everyone else said, right? It's moving off of emotion. Because
Mhm.
of the avenue and lane I'm in, it's really emotionally driven. I'm a Reels kind of girl, a TikTok kind of girl. So
Mhm.
for me, it's getting a point across in a short period of time. So
Right.
so for me it's really about what I'm going to say in my message. And so I my goal is to get that verbiage done first. And once I know that and how I'm going to deliver the message, then my visuals come after that. I
I like that.
yeah, so recently I've been working on a project for the Women's International Month, and I find myself creating the story first, and then I found the music that was going to fit my story, and then my visuals came after.
Nice.
So because I'm so new to this, everything is just like trial and error and
Mhm.
really just talking to people and understanding their process. But as a creative, I think for me it really starts with the verbiage and the message that I'm going to deliver.
Right, and I think some of our, more seasoned directors here today can probably tell you that it's all about trial and error, and even as a
Exactly.
seasoned director, you're still doing trial and error.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, and I learned
Always.
that definitely talking to you and Jordan, during
Mhm.
the project that we worked on. So I definitely can see that, and that gives me a sense of
Mhm.
relief, right? Being new and
Mhm.
jumping into this world, and really taking that pressure off of myself. So definitely good to
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Now, I mean, kind of to piggyback, this is not one of our questions or our pop up questions, just but something I had in mind here, just kind of curious. Do any of you guys actually sit down and make a storyboard before you even shoot anything? Like, do you just go on a whim or do you actually like write scene for scene for scene down on a piece of paper or maybe kind of make some doodles here and there? Or do any of you guys do that?
I do.
um
uh,
yes, I'm
go
sorry.
for it. Go for it. Ladies first. I'm gonna be a gentleman.
I'm sorry.
I'm I'm the only guys. I'm gonna be a gentleman. Let the ladies have the floor.
Well, thank you.
Go for it.
um well, for me it's a mixture of both.
Mhm.
um when I'm expressing emotion, it just comes right up the top of my head. But
Mhm.
if I'm actually working for a client and they have a vision in mind, then I sit down and I kind of map everything out according to their vision so I can bring it into fruition for them. Um, so yeah, it's kind of both sided for me. Like I stated earlier, it's based off of your emotion and your creativity. So storyboards really help.
Mhm.
If you're actually, I think it helps when you're actually working with a client.
Right.
Write down
I
what their
agree with
points
that.
are and what they want, and then it actually gives the director a chance to kind of guide them a little bit if they are confused about something, if they can't
Mhm.
convey what they want. Then that's a chance for the director to step in to say, well, hey, I have an idea, are you
Mhm.
interested in hearing it? So
Yeah,
I
that's a
like
good
that
point.
approach. Yeah.
LP?
Um. Well, I go back and forth. Sometimes the storyboards are all in my head, and I just go and I have a whole script prepared. I don't go in any production without my script. I have a full script ready when I'm doing anything that I'm producing as far as short film. Um, the scenes sometimes are I'll hand draw them, but most of the time because we are in a virtual place where we can convey things so much easier through the virtual world. Sometimes using the method of storyboards is kind of sometimes redundant or not necessary unless, like she said, you're dealing with a client and you need them to see what it is that you're seeing. But a lot of the times, that can also you can even bypass that by doing share screening and showing the person this is what I captured for this scene, and you just put the scene together and you just go with it. A lot of that's how I do with Resilient Red X. I think I didn't do too much storyboarding. A lot of it was just already in my head how I wanted things to look in a specific scene. This is what I want to do for this scene.
Right.
Then I work with the scenes and the people that are there and make it come together. I mean, that's how I do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I have to agree. As a director myself, I've done I've had different films where I feel like if I could take all your guys' examples and put them into a hat and I could just draw and draw and draw, and like I've done each one of your guys' examples before, with some of my films for a client. I He wanted a film to match exactly like a music video, and so I went through and I wrote down scene for scene for scene, and there were some scenes where he wanted to completely change that scene out and put something else into it to make it kind of like his own. So we kind of wrote down things together, and that worked really well. And then there's been some of that I already kind of have this envision in my head, or I dreamt it, like my Raven film, or another film that I would love, a short film that I would love to do, that's kind of like in my back pocket, hold just waiting there for me to actually do it, where I've actually written down like the story. Um, Raven was just very much on a whim of, oh, I love this idea, let me do this. Or in the process of actually making this film, I get another idea and I included that into the film, and it was just kind of like randomness all over. But sometimes music is so influential too, so it just kind of like builds that story in your brain, and you get
Right.
those visuals in your brain.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or like Rizzo, who says to me, "This is what I need, Laws. Can you make this happen?" And then I just build him a set and, and I help him with his visuals. He's a great storyteller, though, so he doesn't even need me for that part. I just kind of help make it happen. Like I take his visuals that he wants and bring them to life, kind of thing.
Right.
That's
So,
awesome.
this is all very good stuff. I love it all. So let's talk about your guys's very first completed project. What was it, and how did it feel once it was created and out there for the world to see? Anybody want to start?
Yeah, I will go ahead and start with this one.
Okay.
So my very first one, my first project that I completed, I did a Super Bowl video. I'm a big time sports girl, so my team was in the Super Bowl, so I decided to do a dance video
Yeah.
in the locker room, and I used
Cool.
an original song out of the Bay Area, and I was really excited about the project. And I think for me it was again moving off of emotion, and I was really proud of the project. I was truly proud. I synchronized the dance and did the edits, and I felt a sense of accomplishment, right? Because I've been working on a couple things, and with the help of the Discord group, I was getting like tips and different things like that. So to really apply those tips and things that I got from the group, I really felt good about the project. I mean, I sometimes even go back and look at the video like, okay, I'm like really proud of this project.
Oh, that's awesome. I love hearing that. Just wait till you get to that moment where you have a portfolio now of all your finished projects, and you can go back to that very first one and you can see that growth. It
Right.
feels so amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I'm
So,
definitely looking
mhm,
forward to that for sure. And I really
mhm.
want to diversify what I do, so I'm definitely
Right.
looking forward to the journey for sure.
We cannot wait to see your journey. It's going to be amazing. We're
Thank
excited.
you.
Yes. Mahogany or Anaya or LP, do you guys have anything to say to add to that about your first project?
My first project was a couple of years ago, and at the time, so I'm adopted, and my biological father passed from cancer, and they
I'm sorry to hear
played.
that.
Thank you. They played
Mhm.
the song from Dusk Till Dawn by Zayn featuring Sia. So I actually
Ooh.
did a video to that. I actually don't have it uploaded anymore because it was under a different production then. Um, but the
Well, don't
story.
I mean, don't let us we're gonna find it. You know we're gonna find it, right? We're gonna Jordan Rizzo is a pro at finding things.
But yeah, the storyline was basically of a couple, just with flashbacks of their life together, and
Oh,
then
that's awesome.
him in hospital, and unfortunately obviously passes away, and then it focuses on her emotion throughout everything. um but yeah, I remember, I can still remember what it looks like, and I think, oh my gosh, I could do so much better now.
Mhm.
It
Maybe
was
you
not very
should
good.
I know that Rizzo has often challenged me to take my first video. He's even challenged himself to take his first video and recreate it. Have you ever thought of doing that?
I have actually. I have thought about recreating
Mhm.
it and seeing how different I can make it.
Right, right.
Yeah,
It would be a very emotional thing to do, so I definitely give you the best of luck, to prepare for that. But I think if you did recreate that, that would be beautiful for
yeah.
sure.
Thank
Hmm.
you. I will look into that.
Yeah, Mahogany. I know you were trying to step in there. What were you gonna say?
Um, I actually remember my first video. It's actually up on YouTube. It's I think now it's about 4 years old. I've been on SL for about 5 years, and um, I discovered after I joined, started going to school at Gion, that I had a talent for filmmaking, and I was so nervous my first video to post it, to share it, and everything. Um, but I got back such good feedback with it. I would like to recreate the video, being that now I
Yeah.
have a very powerful computer, and at
Mhm.
the time when I was doing it, um, the passion and the drive that I had behind producing videos. Um, it's kind of what drew our audience for me.
Mhm.
My graphics was not good at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest. My graphics were not good. But because of the fact that the passion that I had behind it, it really got a lot of attention. Um and I would love to, as I said, love to recreate that video. It was real special. My very first video, it was real special.
You know,
Um
they say that, people talk about graphics all the time, and I know that graphics are really important, and we always, see a video where there's these amazing graphics that take place. Okay, we all
Mm,
understand that. But I feel like an amazing video can still be a video that doesn't
mhm,
have as good as graphics as somebody else. I mean, you're still creating,
exactly.
you're still putting that passion into it. You're
Right.
still doing something that you love and making something magic. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that. Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want.
LP, you've been doing this for a really long time now.
Yes,
Are
I
you
am
sure you're gonna
definitely.
remember your
I'm
first
a veteran,
project?
holding my cane, coming in slowly with my walker into the. No, I'm joking, but yeah. To speak on what you just said, um, the sometimes it's not an issue unless the frame rates are just unless it's a distraction from what's being conveyed. But if it's not distracting, it could be choppy, it could be low res, and what you're trying to convey will be so loud and will be so impacting that nobody's paying attention to that thing except you,
right.
that's the nitpicker about your own work.
Or we all will notice
Yeah.
We notice it.
everything.
We notice it, and
We
we're
notice
our worst judges,
everything.
But yeah,
Mhm.
I can speak on it because I remember when my first video was a video called DJ Fail. I was under a different persona, and I put this music video out, and it was with my friends, and we were dancing on these platforms, and I even made the song, and it was fun, and I did a little platform. Only thing I cared about back then was just their reaction, and we had fun.
Mhm.
It was fun seeing their reactions because they were on seeing their avatars dancing and my avatar dancing, and it was just more of a fun friend thing. That's all it was, and it was
Mhm.
just this. Ooh, look, we can make a video from the video. That was it. And after that, it just turned into this thing where I want to make another one. I want to make another one, and then you get better
It's
as you keep
yeah,
doing
it's
it.
addictive.
Yeah, and so
It's so addictive.
I recall getting compliments from that video. And that's positive reinforcement when people like it and then they give you their little feedback of what they like and don't like
Right.
and stuff like that. So yeah, that was my first one. It was called
Well,
DJ
we'll
Fail.
definitely, if you guys are up for it, we'll definitely post your first videos in our description below. If you guys are willing to pass them over to us, we will get those get those videos posted up. And someone was saying something. Sorry, was that you, Barbie?
Yes, if I could just comment on that, and being nitpicky, I
Mhm.
definitely find myself doing that, and I'm really in an era of trying to stop being a perfectionist. But
Mhm.
like Mahogany said, I have a very powerful system, and when I go from recording to production, I always feel like no. This can be better. The quality of
Mhm.
this can be
Yeah.
better, and when I show it to other people, they're like, "No, this is great. This is amazing." And I'm like, "It can be better." You know? So, um,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
I'm really
Yeah.
trying to get out of that and get out of my head. So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
really appreciate the commentary around that LP because again, that's positive reinforcement for me. Like I am on the right track. So
Yeah.
Right,
I
Mhm.
right.
appreciate your comments
I
there.
went through a period
There's
of having to just settle for what my PC could do and just make the
mhm.
best of it. And I went through a couple
Yeah.
of years of that on my
Mhm.
laptop, just making videos. And I was like, and I remember on a website, it was, I forgot what it was called, but it was a Machinima Guild website. And I remember this one guy just tearing my work apart. He's just like, "Your frame
Oh.
rates are horrible, and da 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 da, and it's freezing, and why is it so long?" And I was just like, "Okay," but
Right. Right. Right.
it opened the eyes for me that I didn't know that. Until somebody tells you, you
Yeah.
really don't know, and so you kind of oblivious. And that was at an
Mhm.
earlier stage of machinima when a lot of people didn't call it out or talk about it. It was just kind of only a few people were
Mm.
doing it. And so,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
I
Okay.
don't have a lot of videos myself, but I do have I feel like I've been making progress, but from the very first one I've done to like this last one I've done, there's such a difference. And I know that Rizzo has posted my first one to me as well and said, "Look at this difference. Look at the difference that you have." Okay, I've just been told I have 66 videos. Okay, so I have a quite a
Got quite a bit.
My bad. So, okay, I have a good pocket full of videos. Okay. But I guess I just don't realize how many videos I have obviously cuz I don't know, but he's shown me my very first video and he said, "Look. Like look at the improvement. Look how much like look what you came from and look what you're doing now." And I'm just like, "Yeah, you're right. Okay."
Yeah.
Like you're right. You're right. You're right. And I love what you touched on there, LP, with the someone commenting on your stuff because that kind of brings us to the next question here of we're in a world where criticisms and opinions they run rampant on social media. You have things that are fueled by anonymous keyboard warriors as we like to call them. And we're sure, we're very sure that you guys have all experienced this, just like LP has. You've had your fair share of positive and negative comments. So, how has this kind of affected your guys' motivation to complete your next projects? And what advice would you give a director on how to receive both good, bad, and toxic reviews?
Well, of course, like, there's going to be people that aren't going to enjoy your content. It's just
Mhm.
something you're going to have to be prepared for, um, because we all have different tastes. Um,
Exactly.
so
Mhm.
realistically, yeah, you definitely have to just be prepared that, you might get a few comments here and there that aren't going to be nice. Um,
Mhm.
Basically, if it's negative or toxic, I just don't even engage in it, because they're just looking for someone to argue with. So it's best to just
Mhm.
ignore it. I actually remove the negative off my page because I don't want to see it either. Um, and I'm not going to reply
I let
because
it
that's
fuel
just.
my hate. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, see,
She said fuel.
I'd probably do a video on it.
That was funny.
I'm just gonna do a oh my god, that's such a great idea. Do a video of just all your negative comments and be
Yeah,
like, F you. You
yeah.
know?
But I don't want to feel the fire, you know what I mean? I don't want to
Yeah.
have them just keep coming at me, so I just ignore and block. But if it's
Yeah.
positive, I mean, I try to acknowledge those who take their time to give me a positive comment, because it means that they're appreciating what I've done. So I feel like I need to make let them know I appreciate them for that.
Yeah, I definitely know the feeling of it's weird too because we're all seeking, compliments of whether we want to admit it or not. We
Yeah,
all want to hear that we're doing a good job. Not necessarily like talk me up. I need to feel special on my pedestal. Like not like that. But we're all
no,
seeking to know that we're doing a
reassurance.
reassurance. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And there's been videos that I've put out that for like the first couple days or maybe ever, like there's no comments on it. I'm just like, I wonder if anybody actually even liked it. Like, it's not necessarily that I need people to like it or even to watch it or whatever, but I guess I just need reassurance that I did an awesome job, even though like I know I was very proud of that product.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird. It's kind of a catch there.
yeah.
Rizzo had a somebody, oh my gosh, who still to this day, I won't name names because, but still to this day downs like puts a thumb down on all of his videos.
Oh God.
Like multiple times. Like just comes in and just starts thumbing down all of his videos and it's crazy. It's crazy. So,
Yeah.
Um, anyone want to go?
anyways,
I
anybody
want to go,
anybody next?
but if anyone who wanted to go,
Yeah, so I would say I haven't received much criticism, but I do expect it to come as I do more videos. But I approach criticism with a grain of salt, right? Looking at who it came from, what they do,
Mhm.
and the motive for the criticism, right? I'm
Mm.
I'm a very fair person, and I think Anaya said it. We all have different styles and different things, and honestly, I think I'm Beyonce in whatever I do, and Beyonce is
you go, girl.
criticized every day,
I love
right?
that. I love
I
that.
mean, we all
Yes.
have a bit of Beyonce in us. Like honestly, the drive, the just everything about her. And if you love her like I do, then you would understand what I'm saying. And she's criticized every day. And for
Right.
being
Yeah.
one of
Yeah,
the greatest entertainers of all time. So listen, if they can hate on Beyonce, they can hate on these videos too. But it's about what I
yeah,
do with it. So with criticism, like somebody else said, f them. I can take it
Mhm.
and keep it moving, and remove the personal from it. And some people are just malicious. So I try to look at
Yeah.
that too. People are just mad because they're not doing it for one reason or another.
Whatever happened to helping lift everybody's crown up,
I know, but
Straighten that
that's
crown.
exactly why I joined the Discord. I don't feel that, and I feel
Mhm.
like the criticism is constructive. I feel like
We
it's
love
it's
hearing that.
and
Yeah.
it's not a situation to where they're like you're terrible, start over.
Mhm.
yeah,
It's really
Right.
constructive, and it's learning driven, if that makes sense. They
Mhm.
really want to help and see you succeed. So with criticism, I say, like they say in all the rap songs, fuck the haters. There you go.
Love it. We love hearing that about the Discord, because we have talked to so many people who have said things like that, like, we feel the criticism, we feel the, the jealousy, or the, people, maybe either gatekeeping or something like that. And we love hearing that the Discord channel provides so much positive, constructive criticisms and feedback and helpfulness and collaborations and things like that. And so thank you. We
I
love
want to
hearing that.
speak on
This
this.
hmm
In the beginning of me doing this, being a loner, man, I wanted that attention. I wanted them likes. I wanted that thumbs up. I was like, looking, ooh, I got 3 thumbs ups. Ooh, I got 30 views. I was like, oh yeah. So I mean, for me,
Yeah.
and then one little thumb down. Oh, this is the worst day on earth. Oh my goodness, there's a person out in the world that don't like what I put out there, and I'm all so down about it. And so I was sensitive to that, and that was my mistake. But that was early on, and as I've
Mm,
gotten,
yeah,
more experience at doing this, and as that time period passed and I graduated from college and stuff, I'm completely not that person. I don't read,
right.
I don't respond, I don't entertain, I don't listen, I don't do none of that toxic stuff, that negative or bad reviews. And if anything like that, it
Right.
gets a quick glance and then a removal. I don't allow anybody's condescension to sway my drive and my influence and the things that I'm doing, because if
Absolutely.
that you're giving them that power if you do allow it,
Right.
and they
hmm
can, and it can be damaging to you if you are a person that's weighing your art on reviews and people that are going to look at it any kind of way. You got to go
Right.
in, not just um I think younger people do it now, but I think when you get older or
Mm,
more experienced in doing this, you learn to not allow that to sway you. You look at it,
yeah,
you're appreciative of it, and it kind of gives you an idea of how it's doing, but you don't let it define it. Um,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah,
Well
I want to
said. Well
one more
said.
thing. I remember when YouTube allowed the thumbs down button. Now I don't see it, but I remember back then when they allowed it, and I remember I think Mama Said got like a thumbs down. And I was like, "Who don't like Mama Said?" Like who?
What? Who
I'm like,
doesn't
"Who
like
put that?
Mama
Who?"
Said? That shit
I
was
was like,
good. Love
Let me
that.
find out. Did I make somebody mad?" So, but I remember, and then all of a sudden the button was removed, and I'm happy that they removed it because it doesn't really
I
do
didn't even know
anything.
they removed it, did they?
Did,
I
have
I
they
don't
didn't even
removed
either.
notice
it?
that.
You guys, is it removed? Maybe it's just removed for me. I don't see a thumbs down button on
Oh.
YouTube anymore.
Oh, no, there's still a
It's
thumbs
still
down
there?
button. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
Yeah.
I just don't have it. I don't know. Well,
Well, we love the honesty of you wanting to hear that, you did
yeah,
go through that part of yourself, or that
yeah,
phase where you were like, I want the likes, I want the views and all that. That's
yeah.
it's honest, it's
My
honest.
mindset is if you have nothing good to say, then don't say anything at all. And if you have
Just
nothing
don't
to
say it,
contribute,
right?
then just remain silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
I
got
agree.
confirmation that the button is still there. You just don't see the
Oh,
number.
okay.
You don't see the number, yeah.
Okay.
Mahogany, did you want to chime in here?
Yeah. I've had a lot of criticism pertaining to my videos. I've had people to go as far as say, "Oh, your little video was cute," stuff like that. But
Oh.
and as LP said, when I first started out, I wanted the likes and stuff like that. I wanted to be recognized, and this
Mhm.
after I started paying more attention to my craft, and I started learning how to perfect the softwares that I was using and learning how to use more than one software. Learning how to not only just edit and produce film, also learn to sort of write storylines and kind of pull away from the norm that you see everybody doing when it comes to videos. Try to
Mhm.
do something to set with my work apart from the norm that you see. I told myself I did not want to be another SL videographer that just does dance videos. I
Mhm.
want to do something to inspire people, something that has a message behind it, something that will draw and a mass audience,
Mhm.
and be of some sort of
You learn
inspiration to people. And
uh,
once, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I was gonna add on to that. You learn who your audience is, like who you want your
Right.
audience to be. Yeah, I like that.
Right. And once I learned that, and once I told myself that, I kind of pulled away from what people thought my videos should be, especially a person that has never produced a video, can't tell you on Firestorm or Black Dragon where to go to even start making a video.
Mhm.
If you don't even know how to produce a video or how to even make a video, then you cannot tell me what's wrong in my video. How do you
Right.
know? Show me the video that you produced. Let's start there first. Oh, you
Mhm.
can't show me one? All right then. It's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe next time. But
Right.
um I've learned to allow people. I've learned to come to understanding that people are going to say what they want to say because they're human. I can't stop somebody from criticizing my work. I can't stop somebody from speaking from their heart if it's coming from their heart. Say what you got to say. Say what's on your mind. It's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing.
Right.
For every criticism that I get, I come out stronger with something bigger and something different. So
Yes,
you can keep
girl.
criticizing all day long because you have a mouth, you have a tongue, you can do that. But
Mhm.
just know I have a keyboard, I have software, and I'm gonna keep producing and doing what I do.
If I could clap right now, where's my clap button? I
Yes,
love it. I love it.
I concur.
Anaya, did we? Oh, sorry. Anaya, did we get to you? I'm so sorry.
um,
About your first project?
yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. We got all this
I
talking
was like,
going, and I was
I was like,
afraid I was
oh.
going to miss somebody. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Well, to kind of bring it back down, or bring it not down, sorry, to bring it back around to our topic of our show here today. In one of our showcases, we've mentioned the graveyard of unfinished projects. Saphira Vortex mentioned having one, if you guys watched her director showcase. And even our producer, Rizzo, visits a few plots of his own, project graveyard. He brings flowers, every day. And while this episode is all about getting a project done, I'm sure you guys have all had that one project or two or even 10 that's never been finished. So, can you name one project that you've never gotten around to finishing and why? And what is it waiting on? Like, what does it need to what needs to happen to be considered done and ready to publish?
um, I'll start with this one. I actually have a project that I've been working on, and I come to a halt. I started working on this project a few months after I lost my dad. No matter what I did
So
to try to
sorry.
focus, thank you.
Mhm.
To try to focus on it, I couldn't. Because when you lose a parent, it's always a first everything. Your first Christmas without him. Your first Easter's, things of that nature. So it was really hard to try to focus on that project when my mind was so focused on, the loss of my father.
Right.
And still now that project is still sitting
Mm,
there.
mhm.
Um, I managed to produce a teaser for the video, but after the teaser, it was like I was just stuck. Um,
Mm.
and still now, sometimes when I get ready to produce, my concepts and everything are there. Um, it's actually just getting to a point where I can just get still and get my mind still where I can focus
Right.
um, in order to produce or get, my message out that I'm trying to get out.
Right.
It's really, really hard when your mind is full
Mhm.
um, because creativity comes from passion. And I've had people to say, well, why don't you just make a video based off of that? I don't want to make a video based off me losing my dad. That
Mhm.
is, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't feel like that's something that the world needs to see. I
Right.
don't feel like
Right.
that. That's personal. Um, so
Yeah.
I have two projects that I've been working on, but the main one that I've been working on is actually a series. So what I did do, instead of trying to focus so much on the video part of it, I started writing a storyline. and
I
that
love
has
that.
really helped out a lot to kind of clear my mind.
Right.
Actually writing a storyline out because it's a series. I said, okay, well, let me start here. Let me create my characters first. Let's start with characters, and then after I created my characters, I was able to go into a full blown story, and now I'm at the point where I'm actually in world building the set. So
Awesome.
we can expect the video. I'm not going to say real soon, but it's coming.
Yeah. Uh, I have to say, I have to comment on what you were talking about earlier about losing your father. I recently, and this is not to compare this, just to relate, girl. You actually just gave me chills because I felt like you were talking for me almost because in February I was the anniversary of my dad's passing, and I was going to make a video as well. And even Rizzo can attest to this as well. It was so hard for me to get through this. And he said, "Why don't you focus on a different video for now and maybe come back to this later or change the song up?" And I was just like, "No, I want to do this, but I can't." And I'm just like so stuck. So I get it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand your point because I'm not you and I'm not in your situation, but I can definitely relate to that experience, my own
Right.
personal experience. So,
Right. Right.
what about everybody else? How what is there any graveyard projects that you guys are sitting there staring at, visiting every day?
So for me, I actually don't have a graveyard yet. But I'm gonna try to avoid that hearing you guys talk. I do think that the more that I get into this and the more that I really touch into my emotions, maybe. I am a person that lost both of my parents before 25, so hearing you guys
I'm
make
so sorry to
videos,
hear that.
thank you.
Yes.
So hearing you guys say that, um, it actually motivates me to actually pay homage and really maybe do a video of some sort. So maybe you'll see that in the future, but I just really appreciate you all for sharing that. But right
Of
now, I don't
course.
have any unfinished projects or anything, but I do have a couple ideas that I have not started yet that I think are really, really great ideas. And I think I'm just having trouble with where I want to start. Um,
Right.
yeah.
Rizzo's telling me right now, "You better get that shovel ready because Project Cemetery is a thing. You better start digging those graves now."
Yeah, yeah, I can
It
definitely see it. That's why I was like, let
Yeah.
me be short on this because I can definitely see it, especially because
Yeah.
like LP mentioned earlier, the ideas are sometimes in his head, and when I write those notes down or jot them down, I'm like, oh no, not this one today or not this one. So I can definitely see
Mhm.
it happening for sure.
Yeah. Anaya, LP, either
Yeah,
of you?
so I've got, well, I don't know if it's, I just haven't actually even started it to be honest, but it's something I've been thinking about since last year, end of last year. And I've got the song already, but what I can't get past is um, sometimes it's knowing that some things are hard to find in Second Life that you want to have in
Yes.
it.
Mhm.
So that's what's stopping me at the moment because I know what I want, but I can't find it. And
Right.
so I just haven't even bothered starting it, to be honest. I'm just like, you know what? I'll just work on the next one because this is going to give me a headache.
Well, if I can speak for Rizzo and myself, get in that Discord and start, just reach out, ask if anybody knows of something, that you can use. If it's an animation or something like that, we have
Yeah,
some creators in there who help make animations. If there's a something you can't find, man, there's so many people,
Yeah.
men and women and others that are just can find anything. You'd be surprised. So maybe
right.
just putting a little note out there saying, "Can you
I
guys
will.
help me find these things?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
I'll
sure.
definitely do that.
I'm a believer in a closed mouth does not get fed. So you gotta say something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Agree.
But on the cemetery thing, oh my God. It's good I'm going last. I have a huge cemetery, y'all. It's big, and it's a lot of stuff over there that's dead. That from Dream Effects, that's just scripts that that were done that are never going to get resurrected and are just in my memory to smile at and laugh about, that where I know I'm never going to approach. They're tombstones for them suckers. But but for they are some other ones that are freshly graved. I can pull them up, maybe resurrect them, throw some poke.
Have a little seance.
Okay, let me not go there. But but yeah, as far as
Zombie
like
videos.
let me just
Mm.
speak things under LP films. When I started LP films in 2000, I think 20, and I went solo and I stepped away from Dream Effects. Those are the stuff that I have scripts for. Like I have scripts for it tells of Twilight, 3 or 4 episodes that have not been done, that are just sitting and waiting. I got stuff on the back burner for other ideas that haven't been approached, because I doodled a lot as a kid, and I've always got these ideas in my head. So it's a lot of stuff that I want to produce. It's just you need the people and you need the help when you have a lot of cast
Mhm.
members, and it
Right.
requires a lot of work, and some
Get in that
yeah,
Discord.
and so it's it's difficult. But I'm very very nitpicky and very
Mhm.
choicey with my voice actors and the people that I work along with. I don't just pick anyone out of the blue. I pick
Mm,
people that I believe could fulfill a role, that have some skill, that have a passion and are go getters, and people that I don't have to chase. Um,
right.
Right.
and I'm all I can say is I have a lot of projects that I want to do, and some of those projects are dead, and some of those projects can be rebirthed in a new way, like Ermin. I'm trying to do something with Ermin on radio. Hopefully, it could be a virtual, but maybe he can be a radio personality, because it's a wasted potential if I don't do nothing with Ermin. And I know people love that character, and so I want to do something with them, because I know my mama said it's kind of done, and family, and but I have other things that I'm doing. You guys, those who know my work, I do stuff in sci-fi, I do stuff in drama, um, controversial spiritual stuff. So I'm delving in a variety of different genres right now, and my graveyard is big. That's all I can say. It's big.
I have a little graveyard, of course. And I'm gonna kick myself for this when I say it, but I'm gonna say it because I keep preaching to you guys to get in that Discord and just ask around. And I'm gonna tell you this is one of the reasons why I haven't done this video yet, is because of the money. And I'm like, okay, you're sitting here preaching this, get in the Discord and ask around. This is what I just need to do, because otherwise this video probably would be done by now if I just got in that Discord. But there's a little short story that I wrote that I kind of just dreamed up one day, and I haven't done it because I'm like, man, I want to do it on my time, and I want to make sure I get the sets and all that, but I don't have the money to get the sets. I'm like, really, Laws, you just need to get in that Discord and ask around. So but yeah, the graveyard is definitely a thing. But with all of these, we have all of these machinima films that are coming out, and even with our graveyard projects that are sitting there waiting for us to produce, we do have a slew of cyberpunk and fantasy short films in the machinima world right now. What are some of the genres that you guys would hope to see more of coming out of SL directors?
That's
Well,
actually a really good question.
that's a
And
really good,
Yeah.
powerful
the
question.
yes, the first thing I thought about were like urban stories, urban love
Mm.
stories. Like I
Hmm.
think about the books that I read as a teenager or in high school, and those like drama books, but there's a love story to it,
Mhm.
Mm,
or there's a
I think
girl.
you might like the one that I have in my head then.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
would really like to see urban stories, because
Mhm.
Second Life is such a wide variety of people, personalities from different backgrounds. I would really love to see people tell their stories. I would really love
Mhm.
to see not just creating the visuals that will please the audience, but something that truly
Mm.
connects to your heart. Like um
Mhm.
so I don't know if you guys know this book, but it's a book by Richard Wright, and it's called Black Boy. And it was a story during slavery and just obstacles and him overcoming. It's telling a story, and the book is so powerful, and to put that into a visual would I think would resonate with a lot of people, especially
Mhm.
people that grew up with grandparents who experienced slavery on both sides of it, right? Like if you grew
Mhm.
up in a household where racism was regular, or if you come from an African American family where your grandparents or great grandparents were actually slaves, or grew up in the Jim Crow era, like really resonating with that. And I think in
Mhm.
this day and age, because racism is such a topic and it's a real thing, I think really people expressing those stories. And then the flip side of that, the love stories, right? Our grandparents,
Mhm.
some of those people met in 2 days and got married a week later, and they stayed married for 40 years, right?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
something that we're not seeing in society today.
Mm.
So, really honing in on those heartfelt stories, but the realism of those stories. And
Mhm.
I think that um, the more that machinima gets popular, I would like to see more directors really tap into those stories. So that's what
Mhm.
I would really like to see.
I'm being told that Ariel XO, our best influencer of 2023, does a great urban series that you guys should check out.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
We'll
definitely share
definitely
And
that
check it
information
out.
because I would love to see that.
yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. And you talk about those love stories that happen, after 2 days of meeting. Did you watch Yana Snow's and Michael's the music video that they did together?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh, we were gonna have to link that one too.
Yes,
It
please.
it's a love story. It's a love story music video of they met. This old man, he's telling his grandchildren about the time that him and their grandma met and when they were younger, and it just kind of gives their love story throughout the music video, and it's so perfectly
I
done.
saw that. That was really, really
Yeah, I saw
beautiful.
that
Mhm.
That was
too. It
really
was
Okay, yeah,
beautiful.
awesome.
I would
Yeah.
definitely love to see that. And if I could just
Yeah.
add one last thing,
Yeah.
I do have a friend who does YouTubes, and it's more like a vlog series, and I really
Yeah.
love what she does. Her name is Yamoja. I don't know if you guys know her, or familiar with her
Oh,
work,
yes.
but
Yes,
she
I
is
am.
truly an amazing storyteller. And when I watch her videos and watch her YouTube, there is something that connects with the Second Life audience, and
Right.
I truly appreciate the vlog series. So more
Sh
vloggers,
she did her trip to, Wandering New York, right,
she
for
did. Yeah,
yes, Black History Month. That
she
was so
did.
awesome putting her makeup on, getting on the
Yes,
airplane,
I loved
arriving. That
every
was so cool.
yes, yes. And see
Yeah.
those things, right? Because we all do things differently in Second Life, and
Mhm.
I would really like to see an uptick in the vlogging. But I love her blogs, and I and
Oh
I
my gosh,
love
her
her
vlogs are
storytelling.
awesome. Yeah.
Yes. She
I've
yes.
never seen anybody do a vlog type like that before, and I'm not saying there aren't people out there that have, but
Right.
I've never seen it, and that was so special to see that, so
Exactly. And yeah, so shout out to her for sure, because I that she was
mhm.
the first one that I seen do those videos. And like you, there might be more, but the way she puts
Right.
herself out there and promotes it, and really truly attends the events and experiences
Mhm.
all of what Second Life has to offer, I can truly appreciate that.
I felt like I was watching somebody's, like, RL, like, experience going on a trip, and, like, it just felt so,
Yeah,
like, personal and real. It was awesome to watch. I loved it. She did
absolutely.
such a great
I
job.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Let's go on to some other people here. LP, Anaya, Mahogany. Like, what are you guys thinking? What would you guys like to see on the grid?
I'm gonna go back to the project that I said that I was working on.
No, you're
um,
100%.
it's
Please do.
it's actually a series that I'm working on, and I haven't seen. I've only been on SL 5 years, so I haven't seen it on SL. Do you guys remember the TV show The Originals?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
girl.
The
Yes.
series that I want to create and kind of bring about to SL is a line of African American original vampires. So that's what the series is based
Ooh,
on.
I like it.
So
I love that. I love that.
I would love to see stuff like that. I'm really into goth and horror and vampires. Oh my,
Oh, me
I love
too.
vampires.
That's one thing I was
If
gonna
I could
say
come back, I want
if
to
I
come
could
back as
see
a vampire.
more is just the
Yes,
horror stuff. I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
yes, I love it. I love it. If I could come back, I would want to come back as a vampire. Don't ask.
Nice.
But
Have you
So
been
nice.
to the New Orleans Vampire Masquerade, huh?
I have not. I
Oh, girl.
think when it came about, I was actually at work when it came. Talking about, wait a minute, on SL.
No, like in RL. I just meant in New York. Yeah.
Oh no, no,
Yeah.
no. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds very interesting. But yes, that's I would love to see stuff like that. And it probably is, but like I said, I've only been on here 5 years, so
Mhm.
I have tons of ideas,
I say
things that I
do
would
it.
love to see or love to bring about.
Do it. Do it. LP and Naya,
um,
what do you guys have?
Anaya, you want to go?
Oh, sure. For me, I'd love to see more cultural stuff. So I'm from New Zealand and I am of the Māori culture. So I'm actually doing a video for Women's Month based on Māori women,
Yay.
strong Māori women. So um, I'd love to see more of culture. So not just Māori, you know, Japanese, Indian,
Mhm.
whatever there is, because I did notice that we don't see too much of culture brought into machinima, and I'd love to see it.
We
So
love
yeah,
hearing that you're making a Women's Month video too.
yes, yes. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm very excited to bring this one out because
Yes.
it is focusing on my culture and us being strong women and
Yes.
having to fight for our land and protecting our people. So it's going to be very dear to my heart as well. So I can't wait to do it and finish
I
it.
look forward to seeing it and seeing it on the big screen at Wandering New York too.
Yes. Hopefully I get it
Yes.
finished before then.
Get it done, girl.
Yeah.
LP, what about you?
I'm I'm gonna say that I'm very how can I say this? Self-centric, I guess. I don't want to say egocentric, but or self-centric when it comes to I don't have a preference when people from the SL community. Whatever film they put it out. I'm open to whatever people put out, but I do have
Mm,
things that I look for in, that
Mhm.
in and I'm gonna name names because there's people who out there that are talented and they need them. Goldiva's videos, her action sequences, I'm just like they're
Oh, her
so
movement.
good. It's so
Yes.
good.
it
Yeah.
And
is.
I'm like, I'm waiting for the dialogue, waiting for the voice actor to jump out. And as soon as she gets that, bam, Teal. I'm waiting for the
Mhm.
dialogue.
Oh,
It's so
yes.
impacting. You know some dialogue,
Yep.
Rutega. I'm waiting for the dialogue. They're all so
Yep.
good. And so I'm like,
Yeah,
they're
they're all
making these short
amazing.
videos and these cool dynamic videos and if you're asking me what I'm hoping to see the pushing of the envelope in the cinematic aspect of it. Not just the
Mm,
commercial, not just the music video, not just the promotional video for this product, but tell a story and then have somebody speak and let me see their mouth moving. Let me use an expression to express an emotion of what they're feeling. And then make something because you got all the rest of it is there. It's just waiting for that other
Mhm.
aspect. And so for me, that's what I seek or hope to see. But that's their preference of how they want to express it. They may never do that for me.
Well,
That's their preference.
You
That's
know,
their art. Yeah.
yeah. Well, Godiva and Farutega both have videos with dialogue in
I
them.
haven't seen them. You can
Oh,
direct them to me because I haven't seen all
okay.
the
We're
stuff that's
gonna
out.
get that
Yeah,
done then.
send them to me and then
Yes.
I will check them
Yes.
out and then I will give my positive take on them if they want to hear my little take.
I'm surprised you haven't
I
seen them.
well, it's a lot of video content, and I'm busy, and most of, like I said, I don't spend a lot of time looking at everybody's work, and I
Mm,
skim and I kind of
understandable.
look if they
Understandable.
really stand out to me, or speak to me culturally. I'll watch it. And like
Yeah.
she said, I think someone else had mentioned, we're all different cultures, different cultural things stir our interest. So it depends on
Right.
were interested in, like the whole dark thing and the vampire stuff. Well, my favorite vampire movie was Interview with the Vampire and the Lost Boys, but after that, I was kind of
Oh,
done.
yes.
Those are my those are
Yes.
my
I
two
love
favorites.
those.
After that, they trying to make
Yeah.
make vampires into good guys now. I'm like, okay,
And Dracula's Grimstalker.
but yeah,
Yes.
but yeah,
So,
that's all I have to say on that.
well, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate hearing it. I appreciate hearing all of that. So okay, so here's another question for you guys. Who is your Mr. Miyagi? A person or persons who's helped mentor you or maybe just drew inspiration from their work? And what did you learn from them?
Oh my God, there's so many. There's so many that I have, but for right now, one of the people that is inspiring me at the moment is Teal.
Mm,
Aurelia, because she is absolutely amazing at what she
yes, yes.
does. And the way she executes everything just blows me out of my mind. And she's actually inspired me to use green screen more because I don't use green screen very often.
Mhm.
So I'm starting to use green screen and to see how I'm able to manipulate it to work for me. So, and because she does it so perfectly, you can't even, half the time you can't even tell she's doing green screen.
Mhm.
Um, I'm
And
just
there's a
like,
whole debate about that too. We won't get into it now, but I mean, maybe that's good for another episode, Rizzo. But there's a whole debate on whether people agree with green screen or not, or using SL for more what for what's available in SL.
yeah,
But I agree with you. She does
yeah.
amazing things, and that's her type, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. And because I normally, with my videos, I try to leave it in Second Life. Like I try to utilize Second Life for everything that I do, but I've just found that I want to push the envelope a little bit and just see what I can do with green screen. Um,
100%. Yes.
and the other person that amazes me is Mooley. Just
Oh,
graphically, I'm just like,
yes.
wow. Just like I'm
Hmm.
always trans transfixed on her videos, and I just the movement, the lighting, everything about it, just I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is awesome. And it's not even a long video, it might be only like 20 seconds long, and I'm just like, wow.
Hmm. And just a quick note to you, if you haven't seen it already, before we get to other people, if you go into the Discord, Mooley has actually written up a little document of giving some tips and pointers to reshade from what she does. So if
Yes.
you go in there and you search reshade, you can find her document there. Hmm.
Yeah, so I'll be honest. Rizzo right now is definitely my Mr. Miyagi. And
Hmm.
because I am new to this, he has really truly encouraged me and motivated me. And I mean, I just watched all his videos. So when I first, joined the group, I was like, oh, let me see, right? What people
Hmm.
are putting out and different things like that. And I think the encouragement and the level of his videos, like the creativity that goes into it, like I can truly appreciate that. And that the more that I watch videos and look at other people's work, and really start to talk to them and ask questions, I think there'll be more. But right now, and I'm not saying that result just because we're on the podcast or anything like that. Like you truly are
I
just an
agree. I agree.
inspirational
Hmm.
individual that you want to see more creatives, and it's just a welcoming experience. So really learning from him and just taking the tips that he gives me and different things like that, I truly can appreciate that. So
Yeah.
I would give mine to Rizzo for sure.
I
I,
have to agree with you. He's been my mentor from day one, and he's been my Mr. Miyagi from day one. And there have been times where he's acted truly like Miyagi, like, no, 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 you need to wax on, wax off right here. You need to cut this here, cut that there.
Yeah.
He's done, but he's definitely been my inspiration since day one as well, and helping me along the way of improving myself and my work. 100%.
can I
Absolutely.
just say something else about that
Yeah,
too?
of
Like,
course.
also, and I've said it, I constantly say it, is the Second Life Video Creators Group is an amazing help. I've got so many tips and tricks, and just watching other people's videos and
Mhm.
seeing their creativity. And, you know, because of you and Jordan doing that, I mean, I wouldn't have even known about the group if Jordan didn't reach out to me. So I'm really
And
happy he did.
a big shout out to Joy too, who helps put that Discord together like a pro.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah,
Yes,
because there's just so many people in that group that share their knowledge. It really has
mhm,
helped me um, grow. So yeah, I'd like to thank the
exactly.
group for that too.
I I am so like on those chats all the time, reading and learning and trying to learn more information, and they're mentors without even knowing it. So I
Exactly,
love that you gave a
exactly.
good shout out to that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
I guess that's me next.
LP, you're just a little quiet right
Oh,
now. Can you? No, you. There
is
you
that
go.
better? I'm sorry.
Yes,
I got too comfortable. But
that's okay.
I have to call out real life, not real life because everybody here is real. I have to call out directors because those are the people that influenced me and that motivated me, or
Mhm.
our Mama Miyagi's. The people that are on SL, they are encouraging me and they are enlightening me to different techniques, to different ways of doing things in a different way, or into improving what I don't know about because of their skills. But the people that are my Mr. Miyagi's, I'm gonna say Christopher Nolan, James Cameron, George Lucas,
Mhm.
and the Wachowskis, the Matrix people. I mean, those are films that make me want to produce things and make things, either draw comic strips or produce it on SL and a virtual platform, or even get a little handheld camera and do things like that. Because I did play around a lot with my grandfather's video camera and make these little videos with my cousin before I ever
Oh
knew about
wow,
Second Life. And
that's
so
awesome.
when by the time I got to Second Life, I'm like, oh my God, this is the buffet. I could just do it now, but of course, limited by PC, limited by finances, limited by graphics card. And so you do it the best you can. And over time, you can improve upon that as you're able to up your quality of your work. But those are my
Mhm.
um people. Now there are some people in NSL that I will say that kind of stand out to me, I guess. In the beginning, and I would say Sergio, um,
Yes.
Sean
Yeah.
Gunner, and
Mhm.
Teal. There's some others, but they make their videos are very dynamic in the lighting,
Mhm.
and also I will also I'm throw you in there as a you too, because it's their videos, they're stunning, and it
Mhm.
makes me want to go, oh, I need to make this stunning like they did that, or
Yeah.
that's how I
Yeah.
am sometimes. So I'm impressed by others, and I'm motivated by what I see others doing on the grid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I love that motivation. Motivated by others.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mahogany, how about you?
I'm going to say Sergio as well.
Mhm.
I've learned a lot watching
Video's
him.
so good.
Yes, his videos are amazing and they are so inspiring. And there's never been not one video that I have watched where I wasn't like jaw dropped, like, oh my God, like
Mhm.
what did he do? How did he do that?
Exactly.
Um and to actually just have him as my mentor is, I don't even have the words to express how happy and blessed I am to have him, in my corner. Um, because I went through a period where I completely gave up in the production world. Um, and he was my backbone. He was my anchor.
Oh, that's awesome.
He stayed in my box, telling me, "You look, no, this is not what we're about to do. You're not about to give up. You can take a break, but giving up is not an option."
Yes.
So I will always love him for that. And also, Yana Snow, I
Oh,
love her work. She
me
is
too.
amazing. She is amazing.
She really is. She was on our episode 1, and yeah, just hearing everything that she has to say is always such a pleasant time. She always has such great advice too.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's been a
Yes.
lot of really good inspirations and mentors out there. There's been a lot of people who've helped me with things along the way. Like I said before, Rizzo has been my number one, helping me with a lot of projects, been my mentor, been my supporter, my backbone, like you said, Mahogany. Uh, and but giving a shout out to other people who have helped me. Sears helped me with things before. Godiva's helped me with things before. Rutega's helped me with things before. Giving a shout out to Saphira Vortex. She's helped me with things before, with projects before, and I'm really appreciated to all of them. And if I've forgotten anybody who's helped me along the way, uh, Yana Snow has helped me with projects before. I mean, like a lot of people are really big influencers and helpers, and um, I appreciate them, and I appreciate all you guys being here today and being the mentors and inspirations that you are too. We talked about a Mr. Miyagi here. Now moving on to this one is a little bit of a multiple choice here, but feel free to cheat and write your answers if none of these fit for you. Fill in the blank kind of thing. So if you had to choose, which one of these would you consider your Lex Luthor when it comes to finishing a project? Time, resources, or motivation?
Um, for me, I would say time, being that the way that um, I work sometime anywhere between 8 and 16 hours sometime, and plus I'm in school too. So when it comes to when I do wind down and actually get on SL, sometimes I don't want to start right off into a project. I want to just come in and kind of relax, and so time is my biggest thing.
Mhm.
It's just not enough time in a day.
I agree.
So there's my biggest thing is time, um, and just learning how to navigate and just making time to get certain projects and stuff done. But time is definitely my Lex Luthor.
Yeah. LP, what about you?
It is time. Uh, in I have voice actors in Canada. I have voice actors in South Carolina. I have voice actors in Florida. I have voice actors in the mid of America. So imagine the timing that I have to, and not to mention some of these
Mm.
people have jobs or they have lives of their own, and so trying to network a time where I mean, six Resilient Red X is six of us, so you could imagine trying to get a time where we're all going to get together and just devote to filming. And sometimes it's just time consuming for others. So I'm so appreciative when people can give me that time, because sometimes it's
Mhm.
hours of just standing on the pose. Okay, bend over, turn. Okay, slightly make a left turn. Okay, I'm gonna rotate you to the left. And they have patience. And so I'm very appreciative of my actors for having that patience to log on and do that. But it's the timing thing that's the kryptonite, because if one
Yeah.
person can't
Mm-hmm.
show for a scene that
Exactly.
involves six people and you need them all in one scene, I sometimes have to change the time around to get them when I can. So a smaller cast production is a smaller piece of kryptonite, because it's not a whole lot of people that's required to be there, and it's easier to schedule, and the time isn't as big of an issue.
Right. Right. Barbie, what about you?
I would also say time. I do work a lot, and my job is a bit demanding. Um, so yeah, I would agree with time, especially with the ideas that I have and the magnitude of the projects that I want to produce. It's definitely time.
100%. So we got 3 times on the table. Anaya, are you gonna give us a 4th time, or you got a different answer there?
No, I'm going to give you a fourth time. Uh, it's definitely time, and probably for me because I'm from New Zealand, so the time zones is very much what's harder for me. And by the
Right.
time people come online, I don't want to do it no more. I've relaxed. I've waited for till they're online, and I'm ready to just do nothing. So, um,
Yeah.
but thanks to my sister Sativa and my other sister Shay, they push me to just get through it and like, come on, just do it. That they're online
Mhm.
now. If you don't do it now, you're gonna have to wait till the next day.
So
Yep.
does that
So
count as motivation a little bit, maybe?
yeah, probably both.
Yeah.
Yeah, motivation
Yeah.
and time. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, you got the time on one hand, and then by the time someone else comes online, you're just like you've lost your motivation to do what you
Yeah.
wanted to do. Yeah. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. So, speaking of time, guys, if you could rewind the hands of time and come face to face with the younger version of you that's just stepping onto the SL grid for the first time, what's the one piece of knowledge you would leave with yourself?
Ooh,
Something
ooh,
that would make the something that would make the present version of you a better director.
hmm.
Whew.
Who wants to start us
We
off
need a
here?
commercial
Mahogany, I heard
break.
you laughing.
Okay.
We'll be
We're
right
almost
back
done,
after
guys.
these
We're almost.
messages.
The-
Um, I'm thinking.
I would say I would tell the younger version of me coming into SL is to not take everything so seriously when it comes to the criticism that I was receiving firsthand when creating videos. I would tell myself, "Hey, let them talk, let them say what they're going to say, because they're going to do it anyway. You can't stop them from saying it." Um, and I would tell um, upcoming videographers that it's not always going to be a walk in the park. You're going to have days where you don't feel like it. You're going to have moments where um, you're going to want to throw in the towel. But then you have to sit back and you have to ask yourself, who are you doing the project for? Are you doing the project for yourself? Are you doing the project for your audience?
Mhm.
Your audience is going to be there whether you produce the video or not, whether to criticize you or to praise you. When you get into your mindset that you're producing this video for you, that's all that matters.
I love
So
that.
that's
I
what I
love
would tell
that.
the younger version of myself.
Can we get a clap button again?
Okay, I
Yes.
love that. I love that.
Let's see, Barbie. What about you?
Um, so the younger me, I would say, don't get stuck in a box. Really explore, expand, be open to new ideas. Um, and don't be so clouded by my own visions. I know sometimes I can get caught up, excuse me, I can get caught up in a vision so tough that excuse me, that I don't see other visuals or avenues that I can take. And
Mhm.
so I think for me, that's what I would tell myself. Don't get so caught up in one thing and just kind of box myself in.
I like that.
The future me, I would definitely say be patient. I'm definitely learning that. And the more that I talk to directors and creators, the more that I'm starting to feel that. Like, don't rush the process, enjoy the journey, appreciate where I am today, um, and just continuously grow. I'm a person
Mhm.
that's forever learning. I ask a lot of questions and just really keep on with continuous growth.
I love that. And network, 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 guys. Network
Yes.
your butt
Absolutely.
off. Yes, I love that
Absolutely.
answer. LP, what about you?
That's what I was just gonna. I just would have told myself to network, learn to network
Mhm.
better, because being a person that's very independent, I'm very, very a soloist when it comes to what I do and what and I
Mhm.
have a lot of creativity, so that requires a lot of me time of
Right.
focusing on what I'm gonna convey. And sometimes it comes off as selfish when you're working with other people who also have ideas and who also want to contribute, or who also want a partnership with you, and your ideas are so heavy and are so thick, and they just have this little idea that they just want to contribute, and you're just going, that don't work with what I
Yep.
want to do. So I be be
I
more
agree.
I
flexible.
think everybody, yeah, I think
Yeah,
everybody can relate with that.
I
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
encourage myself to be open to hearing other people's ideas, and work on networking, and open yourself up a little bit, because I was yeah, that's what I would tell myself.
Nice. I like it. I like it. Anaya, what about you?
Mine would probably be don't rush the process
Mm,
because
yes.
I do find myself, even sometimes now, I will rush and then I look at my work and think, oh, I could have done that better if I just had have looked over it again.
Mhm.
So I would tell my younger self to not rush the process, also
Mhm.
not to procrastinate, um, and to think outside the box because there's
Right.
so much opportunity out there to think outside the box rather than to stay in what you know. So that's definitely what
Right.
I tell
I
myself.
I like to add something to this
Yeah.
topic, and it's
Okay.
something that a lot of people don't really talk about a lot. Um, it's it's important to give back. It's important to share. It's important to ask for help. But don't ever be afraid to be private with your idea, or
Mm.
Hmm.
to be protective with your idea, or to copyright your idea, because once your idea is out there, and if you have this mindset where everything's open and everything's shared, and everything's rainbows, that's not the real world. The real world is constantly taking ideas from other people and profiting from others. And so you have to
Right.
protect yourself when you go out there with things that are financial makers, financial um, pursuits. Now, if you're just in here just for the fun of it, and you just want to learn, you just want to grow, and you're not really trying to profit from your ideas, and you're willing to share everything that comes to your mind, then go for that. If the community's
Yeah.
welcoming that, go for it. It's great. It helps everybody. But at the same time, there are certain individuals like myself who have certain ideas, who have certain things that I have to protect, or I have to copyright, or I want to wait to present it so that it can be fresh when it's presented. And um, I just want to put that out there because it's important for people in our arena of making films and doing videography, those who might step into the director's seat where it goes beyond this SL community at some point. Because I have a feeling this is what
Mm.
we're all doing right now. I think we're the foundation of something that's going to get really big. Once the world starts to
Mhm.
embrace machinima
Yes.
and they realize it's not in that little world anymore, and they can start accepting it in a way, in a legality way, it's gonna I think it's gonna blow up, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, this whole world was existing, and we were ignoring it all this time," and that's what I think is gonna happen.
Right. Three
Mm-hmm.
three things that I will add to this, and then we'll move on. Real quick, three things here. I appreciate what you said about copywriting. However, I also really enjoyed recently me and Rizzo. Well, it was Rizzo initially doing it. Had a video vlog with Barbie, and Rizzo was like, "Hey, why don't you come aboard and we'll do like a his and hers kind of different thing." That was really fun, and I really enjoyed him being able to do his vision and me being able to do my vision of the same thing, and it was really a really fun experience. So thank you, Barbie, for that first off, and thank you, Rizzo, for inviting me to join that because that was a lot of fun.
Yes, I
Um,
really appreciated that.
yeah,
I did.
my yeah, I'm glad you did because it was a lot of fun, 100%. The other two things I want to say real quick, I won't even elaborate on them. I'm just gonna say them. I would tell myself, uh, "You will get there, don't you worry," and I would tell myself, "Watch your video after you finish about 10 times before you put it on YouTube."
Yes.
She said 10 times.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
forget to watch it multiple times before you put it on YouTube. Okay, our
Amen.
we're gonna wrap up the show here because we are getting really close to, well, we're actually over time here, but that's okay, guys. We're having a lot of fun here. But I want to wrap it up here. The machinima community is indeed flourishing with fresh talent emerging regularly. It's exciting to witness the rise of new directors who bring our unique vision to the metaverse, right? So in our SLVCG Discord server alone, we are being introduced to like almost every week new directors, new SL directors that come in there. And that's not even everyone. Not everyone has even heard about the Discord. And there's so many people who are directors that aren't even in there. So, who, if anyone, is a new up and coming SL director that you guys have had your eyes on lately?
Okay.
Sabina.
Sabina's been
Mine.
around for a while, bro.
I couldn't think of anyone else. I know she's been around for a while, but I can't think of no one
Anybody? I
else.
mean, if we can't think of any right now, that's okay. We can move
I
on. But
I have one. To be honest, she's actually a part of my production team. And she's venturing out. Her name is Taj Monet Knight.
that sounds
And she's
familiar, actually.
yes, she's
Hmm.
Virgo Productions. Um, and she's a rising videographer. She's really talented.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Anybody else here?
Yeah, I actually met Barbie at the 2023 Video Awards, and but so we got talking, and we've been messaging here and there, and I watched a couple of your videos that you did, Barbie. So I actually have been watching your videos, and I think you're doing really well for, like you said, that you're only just kind of starting. So I think you're going to go far.
We all got our eyes on you, Barbie.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate hearing that because that,
Mhm.
again, that's just fuel and motivation to really, really get my ideas out there. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, and technically, guys, Teal and Godiva are technically new still too. So
Oh,
those are
they are.
definitely up and coming. Yeah, Teal's
Yeah.
just started.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Godiva is too.
Yeah, Godiva
Mhm.
is definitely someone that I've been watching. I didn't know she was a new creator until recently, but I
Mhm.
absolutely love her work. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So she is
she's
Yeah.
definitely
great.
someone um, that I've been looking at. And not to keep mentioning Umoja, but her style and everything that
Oh my
she's
gosh,
doing,
yeah.
I really am looking forward to see what she actually does and produces. And I've watched every single video she's produced since I met her. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
watched all her videos on YouTube and I was like, I want more.
Yeah, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
just
Like I turned on those notifications to be like, I need to see when she posts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
I'm so deep in my dentures, all y'all new to me. So I just want to say that. I'm just
Deep
like
in your dentures?
I
Okay.
remember when none of you guys were around, and I was doing this, and it's like now everyone just popped up out of the
Right. I
blue.
remember your videos.
I mean, the
Yeah.
last 5 6 years, everyone's just sprout video, and I'm like, oh my god! And now they're awards and and I'm just like, it's overwhelming now. It is overwhelming,
Mhm.
and it's
It's
amazing.
amazing though.
It's
Yes,
amazing.
it's
Yeah,
amazing. I love it.
yeah.
So to wrap up the show today, this has been such an awesome show, guys. Thank you so much for being here. But we want to wrap this up on a little awesome little plug for yourselves here. However, there is a little game here. You got 60
Uh
seconds
oh.
to plug yourself, talk about what you're working on, and end us on a good note here. Who wants to go first?
Um, I'm actually right now, I'm working on a podcast. That'll be upcoming probably I would say the middle of the month. So that's what I'm working on. It's called Luna Whisper, so keep an eye out for it.
Awesome. We really look forward to it. Anaya, how about you?
So I've actually mentioned it before. So I'm working on the Women's Month video that I'm
Hmm.
doing that is representing strong Māori women. So yeah, hopefully to get that done very soon.
And just to ask so our viewers know real quick, both to Anaya and Mahogany, only because they've gone so far. Anaya, where can people find your work at?
So I am on YouTube, Instagram, and Flickr.
Nice, nice. Do you have a specific name that you go by? I mean, I know it, but
Uh,
I want you to say
yeah,
it.
it's I go under Dream Engine Productions.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. And Mahogany, what about you? Where can we can link these in the video as well. Mahogany, where can people find you at?
Um, I have a YouTube channel, Moonlight Studios, and I'm also on Discord, Moonlight Studios as well.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, LP, why don't you go and then we'll have Barbie close us off.
You could find my most of my I have a music video channel, and then I also have a short film channel. You'll I have multiple projects under production. 27RC. Resilient Red X, Tales of Twilight. I've also partnered with another production company called Printed, which we be making some more short films of various sort. Um, uh, I'll post in there where you can find some of our films for viewing. And other than that, stay tuned.
Thank you so much, LP.
Mhm.
Thank you. And Barbie, what about you?
So you can find my work mainly on Instagram. If you look in my Reels tab, you can find all of my videos that I've produced there. And I am also working on the Women's Month video. But after this
Yay!
conversation, I really just got another great idea. So I'm actually going to get to the drawing board tonight. I feel my creative juices flowing. So
Nice.
I'm really focused on that video. I really, really want to produce a great video for that. So that's really what I'm working on. And again, you can find me on Instagram. But I'm looking forward to starting a YouTube. I have an idea of what I want my YouTube to look like. Just not exactly sure how I'm going to execute that. So those are some things that are coming, and I have set goals for my second life this year. So with that, YouTube comes, and I'll make it a big thing. I think I'm the Beyonce of everything, so I'm gonna do a grand show and all of that stuff and
Gotta
all
do
of
a
that good
grand
stuff.
I
entrance.
love how she
Yes,
Yeah.
says that.
absolutely. So I'm definitely looking forward to the things that I have coming up, and really crushing some goals. I really made a point to make sure that I made my second life everything that I wanted it to be. Um, so yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. It's been such an incredible time having you guys here. And you guys talked about motivation and being inspired, from each other just by having this conversation and from other directors out in the community, the SL community, the machinima community. And that's what we hope for. We love having this show, the cast, and we hope that others can be inspired by what you guys have to talk about. And also, referring back to you, Barbie, just being having that, I'm so glad that they said that because I don't feel alone now, kind of thing. So we really appreciate you guys being here. We hope that what you guys have said will help inspire people to finish their projects and maybe not have so many projects in their graveyard. Catch us for everybody out there listening. Again, my name is Laws, and this has been From the Dream to the Screen. And I hope that you guys tune in for the next episode. See you there.